Hey everybody. So I got an idea on how to film this, whatever you want to call it, podcast, golf talk show, quick tips. I have no idea. I've never done one of these film while you walk things, but I'm going to try it out. We got Team Double Dare here. Here's my better dare right here. And we're just going to start up this new podcast about mental golf and developing a good mental game. We're going to overlap into sports psychology, off the golf course, mental health at home, and all the ways that your mind affects your golf game. So that's the gist of it. It's going to be rough. It's going to be uncut. Some parts will be slow. Some parts will be fast. But hopefully we get some good information in here for you. So welcome to episode 1 of The Mental Golfer. My biggest thing is, I think you already don't know anything about being Zen or Eastern mentalities of happiness. I think reading any books on Zen would be a good place to start. I use the Zen golf approach, not made famous by the book, but just general Zen related to golf. So I like to always say the dishes are done. When I go out to play golf, if I have dirty dishes in the sink, I feel like I'm less likely to make all my putts. It's not superstitious, it's not something I'm fixed on, it's not something I think about when I'm on the course, but when I know I'm going golfing, I wake up and I clean as fast as I can so that the house will be clean when I'm golfing, because clean space leads to a clean mind, and a clean mind leads to a smooth shot, and it's just a lot better day. So keeping a clean environment, both in your environment and in your head, it's one and the same. If you have a bunch of apps on your phone, a bunch of notifications turned on, that's a good way to miss a putt. You know, you're getting ready to go putt, and then you get a call from someone you didn't really want to talk to, or you got chores you didn't do. You start thinking about all those things can affect the putt. So I think discipline and diligence throughout your life, regardless of whether you're going golfing or not, is going to help your golf game. These are all super cliche, super boring, not usually the way people want to get better at golf, but for me, this is what does it. Just keeping a clear headspace, and then we could transfer that same philosophy to the way you have your disc golf bag. If you have extra stuff in there, pardon the bus, in your disc golf bag, do you have extra stuff in there? You got too many snacks, you got too much water, you got too many discs, extra towels. Yes, it's good to have extra stuff and it's good to be prepared, but at the end of the day, anything that you haven't used by the time you tapped that putt in on 18 was just wasted space, filled your head with clutter. Maybe it makes you feel more prepared, which helps. Personally, I like to have my bag pretty empty, just a couple towels. If it's raining, I'll bring a whole gallon Ziploc with more towels that are dry, but overall, keeping my bag kind of empty, that helps. Just keeping the head clear. So that's one of the ways I transfer the physical back to the head. Another area where I try to make sure I keep my headspace clear is, contrary to what most people do, is carrying less of each mold. I feel that if you have 2 zones, for example, or 2 methods or 2 rocks, it's usually in the mid-range section. I think it leads to too many mental decisions. Mental decisions lead to mental error. So the less decisions I have to make on the course, the better I'm going to golf. That's just the way I play. So I only carry one method, and then a second one if it's a tournament, or a third one if there's a lot of water in a tournament. But I'm only using my primary mid-range. Same with putters. I don't think switching putters when you get farther away helps unless you really play every day. If you don't play as much as those top guys, making those game time decisions of whether or not you need to adjust right, adjust left, because the putter's a little different, is more likely to make you miss than it is to make you go straight in. You need to find a putter that goes straight so you don't have to use your brain and then just let them rip. So those are a few little mental tricks. Give me a minute and I'll think of something else. I might have some notes, but some of this is just kind of freestyling. It'll find more direction as we go, and I'll bring on other guests and talk about mental space with other players. On the note of other players, letting other players get into your brain and get into your mind during the round is generally not a good idea unless you really like that competitive feel, or you need to throw a shot a little farther than you normally can, so you're trying to have the pump. You know, sometimes playing against people can get the pump better. I know I throw around 80 feet farther if I'm pumped and there's people and I'm just really competitive, money down, where if I'm just playing by myself, I'm never really going to light them out at 100%. They're always going to be coming out about 90, even when I go for the 100. It's just really hard to recreate the adrenaline and the pump feel that you can get from playing against people. That might not be true for everybody, but I'm certainly not the only one that experiences that. And in ball golf, some of the best ball golf shots ever made can't be recreated because the player had so much pump when they made that shot. And with the wind too, and the pump and the wind creates this micro environment for really good golfing. So being mindful of how your adrenaline reacts and how your heart rate turns up when there's other players involved or when there's money on the line. As Ricky Wysocki would say, you get the nerves get you. So, you know, something like that. That's not an exact quote, but channel those nerves to make the putt, not to wobble in and miss. That should help. This is just the most sporadic, random monologue of talking, but I hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, feel free to smash that subscribe or hit thumbs up. Leave a comment and say something else you'd like me to talk about with disc golf. We will be going out to the course. We will be doing throwing, but I just feel that there's plenty of tutorials on how to throw a disc, and there's a lot less information on how to be a better golfer. So that's what this podcast is about. If you want to be a better golfer, if you play ball golf and not disc golf, check us out. Tell us what you think. If you have ball golf strategies that could help us as disc golfers, we'd love to hear them. The mentality of disc golf is a lot more aggressive than ball golf. It's a very birdie or die sport still. We're developing longer courses, but when you get to play competitive, you have to have birdies. So that's a little different. If you just look at the amount below par for a disc golf tournament versus a ball golf tournament, the disc golf courses are generally scoring a lot easier. Yeah, this brings me to thinking about the mental state when you get a bogey, or a double bogey, or even a triple bogey. Or one time I got a +9 bogey, a 12 on a par 3. That one was extra bad. It had 4 or 5 OBs and a triple putt. It was a water carry with some wind, and just got in my head. My mental game wasn't there. I didn't take a reset. I thought it was an easy shot. I underestimated it, and I just kept shooting instead of taking a real break and just making sure the next shot went in bounds. So don't do that. Definitely reset after you miss a shot on the tee pad. If you ever find yourself on the tee pad not shooting your first throw, I think that's a really important time to realize you fucked up and you really need to take a break, reset, even if it's only 15 seconds. Usually your card mates will be pretty understanding. Catch a couple breaths, stick the landing, bounce back. Playing one shot at a time, you know. It's another old cliche, one shot at a time, one shot at a time. But at the end of the day, it's true. If you do too many shots in your head, you're gonna start having problems compounding, maybe miss the next one. And if the next shot's good, then you're ready. But you don't even know where the next shot's gonna land. So no point in thinking about the shot after this one, other than if you need to play the hole in reverse. That's something they say. So you should know where you want to putt from, know how you're going to get to that spot, whether it's with an up shot or off the tee, one way or another. Know the hole, plan the hole. This also brings up another point. Always know where the basket is. I see people all the time in tournaments rushing and they don't even know where the basket is. We're playing a game, it's competitive. Run out, make people wait. If you want to walk out and look at the basket because you don't know where it is, that's more than fair. And if anybody's going to give you a hard time about it, well, then you just got to beat them. And if you're still looking for the baskets and they know where the baskets are and you beat them, well, you can make your own opinions on how that day went, but I'm always happy. And just keeping a positive mindset. Remember why you're out there. We're throwing disc golf. We're not working. We're not digging holes. We're just enjoying the day. And if you're not enjoying the day, maybe you need to get off the course. So that's episode 1 of The Mental Golfer. This is what it's going to be like. Super ADD, super sporadic. Maybe there's some nuggets of information in there. Pardon the shaky cam. Everything's going to change. This is just to get us started.